Hey everybody, this is Rydo and we're back to Opus Magnum. Let's continue. We don't want to spend any extra time outside of these puzzles. Now, I know at some point these puzzles are going to have us make more than one compound and one element, and there will be a level of optimization there. But the problem is I'm really going to need to see about 4 other twists after chapter 1, and I can't imagine what those are. So here we have our dialogue. If I'd known I'd been tasked with curing a hangover, oh, I bet I know who asked for that. It was Captain Gelt, wasn't it? How'd you guess? It would be good for him to be at least somewhat functional in the mornings. Yes, seems prudent for the head of security for the entire house to not be totally incapacitated on a regular basis. Let's not go too far. So, double click here. Like the last puzzle introduced the use of this to get to this. Where this actually might be a somewhat easier puzzle to do, actually, because all I think I really have to do here is have... Nope, they're only going to give me one of these. And until we get more of these on the field, we can't do anything more. And we're going to have to make use of the salt element too, aren't we? Alright, so this is more complicated than I thought at first it would be. It would be nice if you could put, say, a glyph here, but the glyph does not move. Is there, if we were to grab this, I mean, we could use 2 glyphs, potentially. So let's start with that. How do we get this fairly efficiently here? It would almost certainly, just for roughness sake, probably be something like this. Repeat. Well, and we've made a full ring here. And after that repetition, we probably need do we fuse everything again? Yeah. One, 2, 3 should be then probably pick up and spin. But then it just kind of fuses all again, so Then the question comes to how do we get salt in some and not in others. I want to kind of try something crazy here, where we potentially have one here, and we potentially have one here, and we have potentially just smaller functions effectively trying to do as much as possible. I still have no idea how we'd actually get this to work, but put number 3 is number 1. And it's going to pick up and then rotate, then drop, then reset, or maybe pick up and then rotate 2, and then drop, and then maybe we don't need to go super crazy with this. See how this works. Pick up. Nope. And see, if I guess we would go cheapest. Would be about the best way to do this. Pick up, rotate, then drop. Probably don't even need to drop at that point. Pick up, rotate, then rotate the other way several times. Probably picking up in between each rotation. I don't know if you can pick up in between each rotation, no. That's something we'll have to try and investigate. Right, so pick up, go that way. And yeah. If we can pick up. Nope, you've got to drop. So just drop it and rotate it. Which, I don't know if that doesn't mean it wouldn't just be smarter to use a different system. Like, maybe a track would be better. Let's just stick a track on the field to think about that. Now I've made the opposite of what I should have made. And I think if I was to just keep going in this range, it wouldn't work. I'm thinking track. Is there a way so that 3 of these but didn't get picked up and put so that each, just the outside parts ran over this? I think so. It might just be a matter of pivoting a lot. Let's just start with this. Pick up, drop. Do we really need to drop if we were to just pick up, rotate, pick up several times? Nope. You gotta pretty much drop. Okay. Pick up, rotate, drop, pick up, rotate, drop. I mean, I guess you can just repeat that 3 times probably. Or repeat it twice. Okay. So now, if we were to, at this point, just start getting rid of things that we may not use. If we were to grab this and rotate it this way, it would hit this piece, so it's got to go this way. So, alright, set that to that point, and then you rotate this way, which I think will be wonky, and then this way. Let's see how that plays. Yeah, unless I can move this one step faster. I think we need a skip there. Okay. So here's my thought. If I was to pivot, which we really haven't been using pivot at all at that point twice, let's see if that gets it. Nope, that's a dangerous place to pivot. Let's rotate one more time and see if we can safely pivot there. May not be pivoting the right direction. that. Put that there. Drop that. And then I guess 1, 2, and then drop. And a reset here. How many cycles is this going to be? Not bad. As far as cost, we're right in average. As far as cycles, we're right in average. As far as area, we used more than we needed to. Yeah. So how could we use less area? I think you fairly easily could remove this. So it does that. You might also be able to make this kind of work a little bit better. So this spot and this spot isn't being used because I don't know if area includes area where something is just hovering over or not. Yeah. And honestly, it's probably not even worth the effort. Yeah, it's probably not even worth the effort to try and adjust the area to save 2 spots. Yeah, seems like we could reduce the area. Honestly, I'm not even really that interested in reducing the area because that programming wise just doesn't really even mean anything to me. Could we reduce the cost? Yes, we could put in a whole bunch more code. Can we reduce the cycles? It's the cycles that particularly interested me from the perspective of programming, because the number of CPU cycles you can reduce can significantly improve performance. And I mean, it's pretty much the only way you're going to improve performance without getting new, better hardware. So yeah, you could easily reduce the cost by just getting rid of this. Can you reduce the cost any more after that point? Well, what you could do, and I'm not even gonna, I think, bother to program it, is you could have put the glyph of calcification here, and then you could have had a case where you pick it up, you bring it over here, then you bring that over to this point, then you pick up another one and you bring it over there, and so then you would have a salt and salt in a hole. You'd bring the hole to meet the gap, then you'd bring it over to this point. At that point, though, don't know if there's really a lot more you could do. Like pivot a final product. Because single studs probably wouldn't care if you pivoted. So you could put like a final product here, and then the glyph of calcification here, and then you could reduce the cost by 20 by removing that with a little bit more code. It wouldn't be more efficient on cycles by any means. What could we do to be more efficient on cycles? I think what I would like to see is if we eliminate this, and we step through this process, can we pivot at this point? Well, if you're going to pivot, you have to be holding the thing. Two different directions at once. So this whole pivot animation thing just does not work. Yeah, because these spin at different directions. Alright, well, let's see if we did this, would they all spin and pivot in the same direction? They do all spin in the same direction, so we could do it that way. So you grab one, then you spin, then you drop one. It's probably not what you need to do. You probably need to spin twice. And then grab two. And then spin twice again, I bet. Spin once maybe, and then drop one, and then grab. See how that works? Okay. And then what are you supposed to do with this? Yeah, I just don't think it works with 3 either. If it does work, it's fairly complicated. Could grab this. And then spin backwards a couple of times. And drop. And then when you drop, that would be when you grab again. So you don't even really need to drop at that point. Other than you just are going to be grabbing a new one. So drop and grab, yeah. And at that point, you spin a couple more times. And let's drop. Before we go any further, let's just see how that works. Okay. It just doesn't work. Yeah, because I have basically nowhere I can go in this next step without crashing. So it is pretty much just this. So grab, go back 3, drop, reset. Grab. Go forward, I think 1, and then drop. It would be forward 2, and then drop, and then reset, and then grab. Go forward 1. And then I think you just pivot 1, then 1, 2, 3 spins. Okay. Went the wrong direction. Reset, grab 1, should be go back 2, then forward 3. This has got to be about the least efficient way you could possibly program anything. Okay, that's not going to work, is it? We have to go counterclockwise each time. Which does that mean this is just never going to work at all? I think it might work, but we're going to probably have to do something like this again. And change it to salt after the fact. And honestly, it's not even worth using the code. Let's just start over. Grab it, rotate, 3 times. Reset. Grab it. Rotate. 2 times. And then reset. And then grab it. And rotate 1 time. And at that point, that's when we're gonna start thinking about pivoting. It's kind of funny, you don't have the ability to just click on the buttons. Probably the other pivot. See, if I had a salt piece here instead, that would work. And then if I pivoted and did the spin, that would work. So we've got it. This, and this, and this. And I think for good measure, that. Although I don't know if you really need to reset as much as you would just need to spin forward to save some processing cycles. Okay, good. Spin this down this way. Yeah, I don't know with this 3-way merger, since there really isn't, well, there's a 4-way merger. They're not giving you a 3-way merger, so I couldn't see this really taking up any fewer squares. And the only thing I forgot to do was drop it. This will get us area, which I need to remind myself to actually save this. Yeah, I can't imagine this would take, there's any way to make this take up less space. And I imagine this is on the level of how you should be thinking for the process. But weirdly, that didn't get us down in cost. Like, how would you even get the cost lower? That didn't get us anywhere close to the cycles. Our best in cycles has been 74. Our best cost has been 60. And our area is at 22, and the best we've had is 28, but it seems to me like it says you can have an area of 1. That's got to be hacking at this point. Like, there's no way you could have an area that small. Not unless you get some other thing that works with you. Like, and using 2 of these instead of 1 of these could potentially work, but yeah, I don't see don't think it would be particularly fun to use 2 glyphs of bondings like this and try and use that to connect 2 things. And yeah, there's no way you could get the area any lower than this. Not unless we get some new item. Alright, let's move on. We don't need to waste an hour, and particularly not even a very interesting puzzle, because any other solutions I would have to think up would just be really complicated to try to reduce the cycles by a little bit. I think there's really no way to reduce the cost by much, and that I don't know how you would reduce the area any more than that. I mean, it has to be, I suppose, if this is 22 area, we need to do the count and figure out how this actually uses the area. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So when this plays, what happens to use more of the area? It's this 11, 12, 13, 14. Okay, it's not solved here. It's not solved here. At this point it is solved, but there's no way I could use any less space there. It needs to rotate, or it needs to pivot. If I was to rotate this back this way and this way, I mean, that's really silly. Is it more the area that you have wrought, possibly? Like more of the area you cover each time? This isn't gonna work. Yeah. I just don't see it. I don't see a way that you could reduce the area by so many spaces. Yes, you could make something here, and then you could potentially push this away. You could get a piston pusher and you could double the cost. let me ask this question. Can I get this to... Gotta hit stop here. 1, 2, 3 is as far as it goes. Well, we put this here. Seems like I can't replace the one with the other. Interesting. So if I was to have one here, have this here, buy another one of these, and then pick up, rotate 3 degrees, drop, reset, pick up, make sure that's going in the right direction. Yep. Rotate 2 degrees, drop, and reset, and then pick up, rotate 1 degree, and then drop, and then at that point rotate, pick up, and extend twice, and then drop and reset. Let's see if that works. That is, again, not very efficient code, but it is managing to use only 11 area. Again, I need to save this. At the very least, I needed to click new. But see, yeah, there's just a level of insanity here. If that's 11, then if this is 20, that's got to be 10. And that means this has got to be 5. So there's allegedly a solution here that is somewhere between 5 and 10 in area. Cost, relatively cheap there. Cycles, not particularly good. I really wish on this main screen there was a way to save. What would be a way? To use one less square. That's the only thing I could think, is that you use one less glyph of calcification somehow. But yeah, I just don't see a real way to do it. The only thing I could think is that you would somehow have found a way to use just this instead. put that down. Then you would put that down. Then you would put that down. And you could certainly do it that way. That would save your let's see. That would save you, I guess, a little. Stop that there. Yeah. And that says area 11 again. Though, although that maybe reduce the cost. If I was to put the elemental reagent here, did that and did that, it would just still bump it out of the way. Maybe if I twisted this. These all go that way. If I set it up that way, I mean, that still would work. It'd just be kind of awkward. No, I think that kind of defeats the purpose. Does seem like you could probably do something like that, however, and save a spot. Okay. Do we need to use that, or could we just rotate another degree? Instead of extending here, just rotate. See if that works. Maybe not really any more helpful to do it that way. Yeah, that's using an area of 12. Bumps that. Hmm. I kind of wonder if putting this somewhere here to start with is the solution, but I can't really reach the gem there, and if I put the gem there, that would totally be in the way. It has to be somewhere out of the way, and it kind of can't be on this side, and it kind of can't be there, and it kind of can't be there. So unless you reestablished the direction it's going and put this in the middle and then somehow pivoted this way, and I just don't think it's worth it. I definitely do not feel like it's worth it to potentially pick up a gem and then like get it here and then like try and bump it there and then try and bring it back and pivot it. And it seems like there might be a solution there, but it's not worth it. What were we even making? A hangover cure? Okay. There are days when I could use such a cure myself. Here, have some. What? This isn't for me, Anataeus. If you get caught, it's fine. There's a secret. My amazing hangover cure is water. Just plain water. Captain Gelt has no idea, but apparently he loves it. Works wonders, he says. That's rather funny. Also, I'll never trust an alchemist again. You shouldn't. Yeah. I'm really hoping what happens here is once we get past chapter 1, we get some better concepts or better mechanics. Otherwise, I don't see a real reason to try and revisit some of these puzzles. Seems like they are just not really worth the time. And as I play more programming games over the course of my lifetime, rehashing the same type of programming puzzles over and over again is kind of redundant. Sometimes it's fun, certainly, just like stretching that muscle once again is certainly fun sometimes, but it sometimes gets kind of crazy. I think Zachtronics in particular runs into that problem because they have several programming games and it's hard to justify playing all of them in any reasonable amount of time. You really need a long break between one Zachtronics game, I suspect, and the next. Captain Gelt asked for something to put in the Van Tassen airship. Apparently it's out of fuel. Oh, that old thing? First time I've heard someone say, oh, that old thing in reference to an airship. The last time I remembered the airship actually in the air was the celebration for Frederick's birth. Clearly Frederick disappointed his grandfather so much that he never took it out again. More likely it's simply been out of fuel for this whole time. This whole time, are you serious? After the old head alchemist died, we had an interim one for a while who was not great. Alright. So now we have something different in that we are being given 3 fire reagents, which I think spices this up a lot better than being limited. And reagents and products are free as far as the cost. Right. Problem here is we can only merge 3 things in one certain way. So if I was, for instance, able to get a fire here, and fire here, I still would need to have that at a very specific angle slide over and land there. We also need everything to be fairly half calcium, half fire. So I imagine what you want to do is probably start with something simplistic and go for efficiency, go for the smallest number of pieces. So knowing that, I may use this, but I may just use this. I may not even use all the reagents in an effort to be efficient. Okay. How do we want to bump this? We want to make an A and a 0, and then an A and a 0. And we want to kind of have room to spin it around. So I'm going to start with this one. 1, 2, drop, and reset. Then grab 1, and then drop. And then reset, and let's see how that plays out. This should be very obvious. Don't need a reset at that point, though. We need to grab it and I think at that point we probably need to pivot it. And then 1, 2. Let's see how that goes. Went the wrong way. Feels like you should be able to just double click these and switch them into the other direction. Okay. That would get there if we had done that right. In fact, it may just get there regardless. Okay. Let's put a reset here. That gets us to the first place. How long of a chain can we make? Will the game ever really want us to make a chain that big? I mean, I suppose you could probably snake a chain for a very long time. I suspect there might be even an achievement for it. Right. Hit that. Now, at this point is when it drops. And then resets. This is probably not the point at which it should drop and reset. Probably should pivot it back to where it is. First, then drop and reset. Then pick up and then rotate. Let's see how that plays out. I kind of wish there was a way to make things just play slow. Okay. At this point, I think you rotate again. You pivot again. Then you rotate. Then you drop. And reset. And pick up. And rotate. This code is going extremely long. And I think this really does highlight that how, even though the code is just images here, there's a real lack of consideration as far as having the code be a horizontal landscape type of code for each item versus it being more traditional vertical code. Yeah, and see, I wasn't paying enough attention, so okay. Probably is the right direction to go that way. But then if I'm gonna do that, I needed to pivot twice. Not just once. But yeah, there's no way I get the next piece connected at that rate. Because I need the next piece to... And see, they all need to be bonded. It's not just that you can't just put all the pieces on this. think it probably is more efficient to just have another one of these sitting around. Just simplify this process a lot more. And I think that means pretty much this is the point where the rest of this code will just be discarded. Let's see. Well, that is trying to pick up that. This will try and pick up that one. And we'll see if we can loop around like that. And let's see. Just set a reset there. And we'll just set a point there. Okay. So if I put this here, that would get the sodium. Which I think this will work. What I'm thinking I should do is possibly come over here, grab this, don't reset, come over, rotate one more, grab this, pivot quite a bit out of the way. And as he's pivoting, it'll hit this one. Let's see how that plays. Okay, it can't collide with the arms, so it can't pivot that way. It's got to pivot the other. Good to know. Yeah, generally I would think you should be able to collide with the arms, but okay. Alright, when we bite that, the calcification probably should be here. Yeah. Here, and get rid of that pivot. Okay. And Okay. So now let's have this reset. Have it grab one. And then see if we can rotate 2 in that direction and bump it. Yes, we can. Maybe we don't even need to rotate 2. Right. Which maybe means we don't need that, and maybe means we can use a somewhat smaller area. All right. I kind of wish I could just see what it's going to be at this point, where I could make snapshots. That way I could better diagnose and step into this code instead of just having to click the same thing over and over again. Let's see. It rotates at that point. I think I should probably rotate one more time. And then I should drop it before resetting. Although, I guess you don't need to do that if you're resetting. You almost have it. Out of the way. Minimal number of steps. Put that here. Take that. And so the thing you would do right now would be to drop it. Which you do. And you rotate back. And then you should pick up the next one. But then you would need to pivot it. I don't know how you pivot. Pick up. Rotate. Let's just get that far. Why did it all of a sudden go too far? Because I didn't drop it down. Yeah, there's just a part of code here that I'm skipping over. Well, first of all, I'm noticing some inefficiency here. If we pick it up, then reset it, and then we go and drop this, and then at that point we drop it, and we move and pick it up and rotate. We don't need that. We can just rotate and pivot. Probably the other direction. Right there. See if that works. Yeah, just don't drop first. Pivot first. Okay. Yeah, that works well. And then at that, we need another movement and then a drop. Okay. And before that drop, we probably need another pivot. At that level. That seems like that's pretty much the only way to get the angle right. Is that the right angle? I think it is. Instruction errors must be fixed. Get rid of this code. I don't think that's right. No. I got rid of too much code. Okay. So it stops right there. And then really isn't a reason to drop. Yeah. Okay. So there should be a reset here. And then a pickup and a spin and a drop. And at that point, doesn't seem like there's a way to get, can we see these ghost things? Yeah. It doesn't seem like there's a way to get that to spin or be in the right place and spin in the right place using the pieces I have. So what I'm thinking is if we take something like this, would that extend into that? Yes, it would. So then replace that with that. Which means we should take this, pick up, and extend twice, and drop, and reset. See if that works. Yes, it does. And then it certainly is just going to come down to, do I care about this puzzle enough to try and get better scores? Because obviously this isn't going to be using the least amount of room. Well, maybe it is, because once again, I just feel like these histograms have been hacked and cheated. Like in area 14, maybe that is the smallest, and cost of 60, maybe that really is the smallest. I'm gonna go ahead and just say copy as first of all. Is there a way to be more efficient here? Absolutely. Because you have this and this, which cost you nothing. You have potentially this, which may cost you a little bit more, but be more efficient. Let's see. This lines up here. Is there a way to potentially have a red ready to go? Would it have to be a salt? I mean, it kind of has to be a salt. One, doesn't it? Move that down that way. Move that way. Just get rid of all the code. Doesn't even matter. Okay. Yeah. I kind of feel like this glyph of equilibrium at some point is going to do something, but I could also see it just being used to fill in holes. But then wouldn't that just take up more space? Anyways, we're looking for just like total efficiency here. So the first one can easily be picked up, and then you extend the arm twice, then you drop it, and then you just reset. And that's all that's gonna do. And then this one is going to, I suppose, probably just again pick up, extend the arm once, and then drop it. Yeah, I don't know a more efficient way to potentially pull this off. And maybe I'm doing this the wrong way, and maybe this should be here. And this should be here. Yeah, I don't think that's gonna work. I think it has to be something like this. We could potentially do something like this and have it grab it and push it in a different direction. But if it went in a different direction, then how do we get the sodium? You'd have to have it go very far. Like start here, grab one, put one here. Start here, grab one, put one here. Oh, we'll see. See if we can do this. Pick it up, rotate it this way twice, and then drop, then reset. Two. It's gonna be different though. It's gonna be pick it up, and then rotate back to, and then drop, and then reset, and then again pick up the second one. Yeah, you pick up the second one, then rotate this way. Yeah, I think the angle's all wrong on this. I need this to be pushed downward, and then I need this to grab it and extend later. So don't reset quite yet, and instead extend. I don't even know how this thinks it's gonna extend. We should test that and see what happened. That's what I figured would happen, but Get rid of that one. Wait. One more step. Wait. Two more steps. Wait. Three more steps. Wait. Four more steps. And see, we're going for an efficiency code here. And instead of getting efficient code, we're getting downright awful code. Okay, something here. Okay, at this point, it needs to let go of it. That's what needs to happen. It needs to let go, let the other one push it, then grab it again, and then extend. Let go so this can play out. Grab it and push. And that's got to reset. And so if that's got to reset, then I imagine there's not anything more that can be done. And see, when you look at this looks really cool as an idea, but it kind of only works. See, the area of 19, we now have 82, which still is not particularly efficient. How can we make this more efficient? We need more things to move and to get rid of these empty spaces. And I suspect what you would want to do is start with this guy here. Nope. Start with this here. Pick it up. Instead, rotate one. And then extend the arm once. See how that works. No, I don't think that's gonna easily work. You want something closer to this. Pick it up, rotate 2, and then drop, and then rotate another, and then extend the arm. See how that works. Of course, I didn't actually pick up anything. Yeah, but by the time this even gets back to, like, this gets back to its position as soon as the other one gets back to its position. So unless I had this one at a different starting position, or add this one specifically here already, which that would be kind of a pain. See, this one's not really doing anything at this point, so if I could have gotten, maybe that's what you do. Maybe you start with this one and extend the arm, pick up, extend the arm, drop, reset your position. It's not even in the right place. Yeah, I don't think that works. Plus it then all of a sudden gives number 2 nothing to do. Which that probably is the better move here, is to have like 2 of these right next to each other so that one could pick up one while the other picks up the other. And maybe save some time that way. So 2 would pick up something and then have to go several spots in reverse direction. Let's see if that works. That then once there, we would want to probably rotate here a couple times to then pick up, counter rotate, drop, and do that. Pick one up. Reset. Then pick up. don't think this is right here. I don't think that is right. I don't think this code here is right. Because then this resets back here, which probably doesn't need to do that. Probably just needs to let go, wait, and extend its arms. And this one seems like it probably doesn't need to wait as long. Yeah, it seems like at this point it could just extend its arm. But I guess maybe not, because we want to wait until we get this to salt, because there is that danger that it wouldn't be salt, but I maybe not, because then you could connect it anyways and then spin it and spin it back with a pivot and just control everything. Yeah, we're adding extra steps. We don't need that. Let's put that here. Let's see how that plays out. And like the only thing you need now is an extension of this arm. Just extension of number 1. So let's see, make sure we have this in the right place. And then you just need to rotate this. And that should be that. It's taking up a lot of space. Extension, and then drop. Drop. And after that, it's just a reset. Get rid of all this code and get rid of all this code. We need a reset at this point too. And yeah, we're getting the code fairly efficient now. 69. It does seem like there's potentially one step further you could improve this. I'm not sure what step that would be. Though seems like everything is just taking its time to reset. And 2 could probably do some more, and it wouldn't really need to wait. I wonder if you should just put the resets at the beginning of the code. Is that the trick? Nope. Do you need resets at the end of code? Well, what obviously I can do is I can do this, that, and then I can remove one of those. And then maybe that means I can move this here. Yeah. So you can have a little bit more efficiency. Then it really would just come down to, is there a more efficient way to move the pieces around number one? And I think there is. If I was to do this and this, then number one would pick it up. And instead of rotating twice this way, you would just rotate once that way. Let's see if that works. Just rotate once that way and then rotate twice that way. No, you run into a crash there. So because you crash into that, and you could avoid that crash by going in circles, but I think you go in more circles that way than you did before. We can get rid of the extension. Well, what you could do is this. Pick it up, drop it there, reset to your original position, pick it up, and instead of rotating at this point, you simply retract and then rotate once. And that should work. Starting in the middle, there's, I think, a strategy for that. Okay. Of course, the problem now I'm running into is yeah, positioning again. Start like here. Or start maybe here. Pick it up and then rotate and drop, reset, rotate the other direction several times while it's doing other things. 1, 2, 3. Nope, that's directly in the way. So it can't be there. In fact, it pretty much cannot be there at all. If I started here and then extended as my very first action, then picked up that one, then rotated and dropped and reset, am I really saving any processing power there? Or is that even helping us in any way? Right. Don't just drop it. Rotate it a couple times. Doesn't actually need to be rotated that many times. Yeah, but I needed the red one there first. Yeah. So I don't really see a solution here that would let you ensure that you have what you're looking for in the right place at the right time to just guarantee the best histograms and the best scores. And since I'm not getting any like friends comparisons or anything, there's really not a lot of motivation to try and beat your high score, particularly not now. So we were talking about airship fuel. Simple enough. Now the Van Tassen airship can take to the skies again. Sure, as long as we can find someone to pilot it. Doesn't seem too complicated. How about me? How about Captain Gelter Frederick? That's a disturbing thought. Maybe we should pretend the airship is still out of fuel. Well, I find it a little inconsistent here, I have to say, that it unlocked all of these puzzles and then we have to do all of the puzzles to get to chapter 2. Wouldn't it have made more sense that once we had turned lead to gold, we would have then been given maybe 5 out of the, or 4 out of the remaining 7 puzzles instead of having to do them all? It's weird gatekeeping. You might as well have just forced the player then, in this case, to have to solve every single puzzle. Storyline wise, it doesn't seem like we're getting revealed anything that intriguing so far. And I frankly wouldn't be surprised if you beat this level and then something changes and then you just go and work at a completely different house and get promoted to a more successful, richer house, and you just move on and get a different background. There's no real reason here to like go back and try these puzzles again, because like only this one even has a histogram on it. It does kind of feel like maybe they're setting ourselves up for a war of some sort. I don't know how much this game and Alchemy could really play into that war. But yeah, it does seem like when we're making airship fuel, there's a hint that we are potentially going towards some sort of conflict. But maybe not. If we don't, then the remaining 4 chapters, or 4 or 5 chapters, depending on what this symbol really means, could just be very boring story or very generic story, mediocre story that leads us to do just kind of silly puzzles. And at a certain level, you have to realize that the face powder puzzle is no different from the airship fuel puzzle. You're given a solution of molecules in a specific shape you're supposed to make. You're given basically the same ingredients for each of these puzzles on chapter 1, and then you're just expected to get it to work and figure it out. If anything, I would say Opus Magnum runs into some of the problems that I feared I might have run into if I played something like Zachtronics' other game, Infinifactory, or any of the games similar to Infinifactory, where you have these automated factory-like systems that you're supposed to build and establish and just continuously grow, but it gets very redundant and repetitive very quickly. And generally, when you're doing pure programming, you write a function to do the redundant things. And then once you have that function programmed well, tight, and bug tested as much as you need to, you don't go back and do something that is particularly that similar. If you have, say, a function that would be count up to 100, and then you realize you need another function to count up to 1,000, you would then just go back to the original function, make some modifications, and be able to say, in the first instance in which I invoke that function or call the function, I want the max number for you to count up to be 100. In the next instance, I want the max number for you to count up to be 1,000. Although in that example, maybe that function is so simplistic you wouldn't even bother to write a function for it. In the way this game presents itself, if you write a function visually using this game's metaphors and imagery to do something, you basically just have to remember it and copy and paste it to the next arm, because the arms aren't capable of sharing that code. They are effectively separate programs that are doing often very similar things or the exact same thing, but separate programs nonetheless. And that's a little weird. Anyways, it's been 2 hours. These episodes immediately became really long. As always, I ask you to like, share, subscribe, comment, and watch every second of my videos. If you want a friend or follow me on any social media sites, there's a whole bunch of links down below. Thank you for watching. Have a good evening.